Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 4.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
Yes.
Walk me through this.
The ladies get to the Dude Ranch, and it was really nice. It was a really big property. It looked like resort style. They get a purple scarf symbolizing unity, and they all start with sitting down for a meal.
Okay.
Well, lateasha is talking about how she didn't enjoy sex when she first started having sex. And Jackie tells us that Curtis was her first and only. Losing your virginity is anticlimactic.
And this is Sweet Tea, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Heavenly is trying to say that Damon was her first and only, but nobody's buying it.
No, nobody cares either.
Well, Phaedra has the ladies practice affirmations for what they want to experience this week. Toya wants to learn more about Phaedra. She does not feel like Phaedra opens up enough, and you want us to open up, but when are you going to?
And that's the thing about it. If you watched last season with Phaedra, she had them doing an activity where they was like humming or laying down or something like that. So all these things, you got us doing these activities, but we are not learning nothing about you.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
And Toya asks Phaedra, so what makes you tick? Phaedra says that she is a calm person, and why would you want to know that anyway? Heavenly tells her so she can do it. And Heavenly advised her to cut the conversation. Yeah. Well, Toya talks about how you seems like you don't want to share with us. You want to keep things surface level. And Phaedra does shut down the conversation. Toya tells her, well, look, we're an open group and we get annoyed when others don't open up to us. Phaedra's response is that she's had good conversations with a lot of the ladies individually.
She's basically saying we don't need another quad. That's basically what she said. At least Quad been here from the beginning, at least from the early stages of this whole franchise. We don't need another Quad that was brought here to save our franchise, and we don't know nothing about her. Right. You get what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna hold you. This is my type of camping. I know I'm a man, and I'm supposed to be masculine, and I'm supposed to be outside pitching a tent and things of that nature, and getting wood for the fire. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't know how to do any of those things. Yeah. Give me a cabin that has a TV, that has a nice bed and things of that nature, AC or warmth, whatever it is. Give me glamping. Yes. You get what I'm saying?
Totally agree. My thoughts just about the Toya Phaedra back and forth.
Help me.
I agree. Like when Heavenly or Toya was saying that she doesn't know why she has to be the one to always call people out. Everybody, for the most part, tries to be cordial. Okay. And I think that Phaedra stood to get called out. I think that when you're coming around in a new group and people are trying to get to know you, I do think it's fair. She's just kind of trying to feel people out at first. But Toya, like we seen during the flashback, she tried to talk to Phaedra about her relationship with her ex. She tried to, get to know her more about like her kids and like career and all this types of stuff. And Phaedra is very guarded. So
yeah, and truth be told, you're not even a doctor. So you really serve no purpose on the show. Yeah.
Well, they take a tour of the grounds in the golf carts, check out the animals. They get to their cabins, and it's like a wagon shaped cabin, which I thought was a cute little theme. Yeah. Most people were cool with it. Jackie felt like it wasn't necessarily up to her standards, and I think someone else said like it wasn't like Beyonce enough for them. So Heavenly asked if Phaedra keeps things surface level. She's talking to Dr. Jackie, and Jackie says that she is still trying to feel everyone out. If she lets us in, maybe we could actually help her through some of the issues that she's going through. And that was pretty much a callback to when Phaedra mentioned that the group was very supportive with marriage, and she might have stayed married if she was a part of the group. Yeah. But I will say that it is also, maybe I feel like I'm like talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Help me.
It's kind of hard to come into an established group and just be totally open in the way that they've been able to grow to being open with each other throughout the years. And if we're really honest, like not everyone is open on the same level. Heavenly is not very open with these ladies. Like you really don't get to know a lot about Heavenly's marriage or the things with her kids, because those are the things that she values and protects. Yeah. Whereas Toya will talk about Eugene's peen size and,
Well, we ain't asked for that though.
And, the ups and downs in their marriage, which we as viewers like to see. Yeah. But it is a level to the openness and vulnerability, the differences between the cast. Not everyone is super open. Even Jackie is really not that open. After we found out Curtis cheated defeated.
That's it with Jackie.
We don't know nothing else about Curtis or even what's going on in her house. All we get to see is her closet and her job.
But here's the thing. Here's the reason why I don't agree with you, right? If this was somebody new who is not used to reality TV, I'd be like, you're 100% right. But this is Phaedra. Basically, she's a vet at this. So she understands, or she should understand that, hey, when I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, this was basically the template where we show our lives, we show what's going on with us. And when you come on Married to Medicine, you really can't pussyfoot around, right? Yeah. Nobody's telling you to, quote unquote, show us inside your house and show, because it should be easier for Phaedra because we know who she is. You get what I'm saying? But I think she's being guarded because I don't think she got nothing going on, especially when it comes to like Married to Medicine type of news. Now, when it comes to Jackie said, listen here, I got in trouble last season. I told y'all this. I'm only going to say 2 lines an episode, right? I'm going to say a little 1-liner, 2-liners, and y'all go see me at work. Other than that, y'all not going to see me. With Dr. Heavenly, to your point, you make a great point about how she makes her marriage off limits and make her, basically her family off limits. And she's like, well, that would be a problem if I wasn't the star of the show.
Exactly.
But since I don't, since I make my family off limits, I'm going to make sure I talk about y'all and basically push the show and make everybody want to see it, you know? So I guess everybody playing their role. Yeah.
So the ladies gather for the hoedown. Simone says to Toya that you were complaining that we were fake, we were boring at Quad's birthday party. And Toya was like, well, it's fair to say that Heavenly's fake and Jackie's boring. And Jackie says, we could call you lack of substance.
Here we go. Jackie just clocked in, y'all.
Well, Toya wanted an apology for that. So Jackie goes ahead and hugs her and apologizes.
Yeah.
And Simone mentions that Jackie's, you're the one who says, an apology is for you, which she still stands by.
Oh, yeah.
And T believes that during an apology, you do have to take accountability. Heavenly owes her an apology. So Heavenly does apologize for what she said because she does have some remorse for that. But she hopes that T has remorse for some of the things that she said. T says, you were disrespectful to me. Maybe you're lonely. And she does not feel like Heavenly is sincere. And Heavenly was like, you know what? I apologize. That's all you're going to get.
That's all you're going to get.
She says, T, you can take all the time you need to heal or process from it, but that's it. T says, stupid is as stupid does. And Heavenly says, and stupid.
Here we go.
She apologized. That's it. And Contessa is saying that they need to move on. Heavenly says, do you know her? Talking about T. And Contessa knows that T never hurt her. Well, Heavenly already apologized to Contessa, so she's irritated that Contessa is still on her high horse about whatever she's mad about.
And listen here, and I know Blair felt the exact same way with Dr. Heavenly on that last part.
Yeah.
Basically, like, we already 4 episodes in and she's already tired of Contessa.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Toya, which is funny, right? Because at the end of the day, I understand y'all all came together to get rid of Quad. And you thought, Toya, in some way, especially since Sweet Tea just came into the group, that you wasn't the little sister of the group.
Right.
So Toya tried to speak up and talk to Big Sis, like, you're boring. And Jackie had to pow her back into her place. It's a lack of substance. My favorite scene all time of Married to Medicine is when they was outside Simone's house, and it was Simone and Toya, and Simone was walking around this girl in a circle talking about she's stupid, she don't understand. It just basically listed all the flaws of Toya, right? That is iconic to me, right?
That was iconic.
And my thing is, at the end of the day, Toya will always be the little sister of the group, to where it's like, hey, we let you sit with us now. Don't talk, And now she's like, oh, Jackie, you got to apologize. And Jackie was like, okay, I'm going to apologize, but, know your place. Now, with Sweet Tea, here's the only thing I disagree with Sweet Tea about. Sweet Tea, you watched the show, right? And what you probably thought was, it was funny when Dr. Heavenly was doing to everybody else, and you probably thought, oh, she helped get me on the show because she did, helped get Greg back on the show because she did, and you're like, oh, we are Dr. Heavenly, we on Dr. Heavenly's camp. But no, Dr. Heavenly needs more people to go against because she's not going to talk about herself. Right. You know what I'm saying? The same way as we're going to learn throughout this episode that Dr. Heavenly and Contessa was like this, right? But at the end of the day, when Contessa was coming on TV, because I don't want to make it sound like Dr. Heavenly was out here just exposing secrets. When Dr. Contessa came on TV to talk about her husband, and Dr. Heavenly was just repeating and things of that nature, right? That's what happens. Like, Dr. Heavenly is the villain of the show. And she's like, I have to play this role for it to be entertaining. And guess what? I don't see no problem with it.
Yeah. I guess for me, starting off with Jackie and Toya with their back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Jackie was just trying to be like, all right, Toya, don't get beside yourself.
Exactly. Don't lose yourself. You know what I mean?
And honestly, whether or not Heavenly's apology was real, T needs to learn how to let things go for the sake of the show.
The sake of the show.
You can still not fool with her and not be cool with her. But if the lady gives you an apology, take it at face value and try to move on. But I understand they said some really heinous things to each other.
That P word.
Right. So I do not expect her to just be like, okay, girl, we're good. But I could at least expect her to be like, well, you know what? I take accountability for my role in the back and forth, and we'll see where we can go from here. And just kind of progress the story. Because I get, the thing is, like, I understand where T's coming from. Like, girl, I am not about to forgive you in 2 seconds just because you apologize. Yeah. But you're kind of harping. You're kind of harping on it now.
You are.
So
and then on top of that, like, this is reality TV. Yes, it's real life, but it's real life with a little mustard on it, with like a little on it.
Yeah.
So when you start bringing in like real life terms like cease and desist, what?
Yeah.
You're not gonna shut up Dr. Bravo's not gonna let you shut up Heavenly when it comes to you. You get what I'm saying?
And then when it comes to Contessa, y'all know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Contessa, and just to kind of like dig a little bit deeper, Contessa was complaining about Scott that whole season.
She was
complaining to us. She was complaining to Heavenly, and Scott was wilding. Okay,
he really was.
Scott was wilding. Now, if you're somebody's friend, right, you would think that your friend wouldn't have you as a topic of conversation when it comes to their internet show. Heavenly talks about everybody.
She does.
I do not know why people think that they are immune to or excused to what Heavenly is going to talk about. She talks about the show. She wants the show to be successful. And if it causes her to have to drag some of her friends, that's what she has to do. And I will say, I don't think Heavenly really dragged Contessa in her relationship the way that she has dragged Quad in the past.
Or even Sweet Tea.
Like, you know, but I was speaking more so how Heavenly talks about her friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
she was close with Quad.
Yeah, she's close with Quad, and she was calling Quad a homewrecker. Oh, yeah. Even after Quad told her, stop calling me that. I don't do that.
7 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube.
Exactly.
She's on there like, so I should even talk to that homewrecker the other day. I'm like, oh, man. Okay.
So, at least from the things that I've seen, and I had watched some of the videos, and of course we've seen some of the clips, Heavenly was pretty much like, Contessa, she either needs to, you know, poop or get off the pot. Like, you're with the man, make it work, or if you're not going to be with the man, you need to divorce him and move on if it really is as bad as you say.
You're right.
And I think Contessa was just mad that Heavenly spoke on her relationship, but Contessa, your storyline was your relationship. That's why it's annoying, because Contessa put it in our face and acts as though nobody's supposed to talk about it. And I get Heavenly's your close friend, but Heavenly, the fiber of Heavenly is Heavenly. Yeah. Okay? You're not going to change her.
Not at all.
She is who she is, and that's why I ain't a fan. Because she's mean. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan.
And she comes at people crazy and all that type of stuff. It's good for TV, but I don't see how you could be friends with somebody like that.
There's only one person safe from Dr. Heavenly, and that's Dr. Jackie.
Yeah.
And even
Dr. Jackie called her a busted can of biscuits.
Yeah.
And she relaxed.
I ain't gonna hold you. That
and then she got up off her.
Yeah, get up off of me, right? And the thing about it is, even when Dr. Heavenly don't talk about Dr. Jackie, Dr. Jackie still got in trouble on Dr. Heavenly show. Dr. Heavenly show on YouTube be getting people in trouble.
It do.
You get what I'm saying? But I watch it though.
Yes.
You know?
So the ladies learn how to line dance. Heavenly liked Toya, how she was dancing. She actually enjoyed the dance.
Yeah.
And Toya was like, you should tell T that. So she goes over to T and tells her that. And Toya's like, see, you just deposited something positive into T's bank account. Maybe this can get y'all in the right direction.
Look at that. Hey, Blair, you know how to line dance?
I do. How you gonna ask me and then laugh after? Yes.
Okay. Have you ever line danced before?
The country way, no.
So what other line dance you doing?
Cupid shuffle.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the country.
No, but I can learn. It don't take me long.
I'm talking about the hold down line dance.
It don't take me long to catch on.
It don't take you long to catch on. Okay.
Can you?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I've actually done it before.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we gotta try it one day.
I don't know if I want to be seen with you tap dancing on the floor and stuff like that, you know? Yeah.
So the ladies gather around the bonfire for a meal, and Heavenly is talking about how the first day was really nice. Toya was a little bit difficult, and Toya was in her bossy mood, you know. Tomorrow the ladies will have a photo shoot, which Toya will be the creative director of.
I have a question, Blake. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I said, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think it's important to have someone kind of lead the trip? As in, let's say if you have a group trip, right? To have someone basically in the Toya role to basically like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do,
it's
and
nice,
basically be a manager of the trip.
Yeah, it's nice if it's one person. For it to be multiple people leading the trip, it can get kind of like overwhelming, I think. But I think if you have one person that's kind of trying to keep people on task, I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
I think it's good to have somebody not on the first day. Because you usually turn me off. Not you. I'm talking about, let's say, like the person who played that role. They turn me off as soon as we get there. Okay, put your bags down, and we are meeting. I'm like, can I lay down for a second?
But this thing is, like, I'm a person who loves the itinerary. I love to make an itinerary. I love to follow an itinerary.
Okay, thank you.
Because, you know, I like, you know, my rest. But the thing is, I also want to see some things. I don't want to be looking in my bedroom at the four walls all day.
I'm sorry. I paid $2,000 for this room.
So, you know yes, let's chill a little bit the first day, but the next day, let's hit these activities.
Yes, so. I say, listen, I think the best time is you arrive in the middle of the day, the first day, you rest and just worry about dinner.
And then, like, maybe walk around the grounds,
the group. I have no problem with walking. Don't tell me we meeting up for a walk. Can I walk on my own group? You know what I'm saying? And then the middle of the trip, listen, throw things at me. Itinerary me all the way through.
Yes.
The last day, don't talk to me. Okay? Don't talk to me. I think that's the perfect way how like a trip should go.
Cool.
And a trip to me is no more than 4 days.
Yeah.
No more than 4 days. The fifth day, you're pushing it, but no more than 4 straight days in the same place. If we are in like a country and then we country hopping, I have no problem with how long it's going to be. But in the same place, give me 4 days.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, Simone and Jackie eat in Simone's room because the smoke is a little bit too much for her for the bonfire.
Yeah.
And Heavenly was like, look, y'all, I have only 24 hours in a day. I got my own business. I have 3 kids. Like, she does not have time for a lot of people and they stuff.
Okay, Heavenly.
Basically throwing slugs at Contessa and T.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when Heavenly and Contessa were close and Quad would like them to sort out their issues. So Quad takes it upon herself to try to get them talking.
Okay.
Contessa says it doesn't seem like Heavenly's very interested in the conversation, and Quad tells Heavenly, you kind of have to dig deep for the relationships that you care about. And Heavenly said, well, maybe it doesn't mean that much. Quad tells them that, you know, as a friend group, we've been together for over 10 years, so it should mean something.
Yeah.
And Contessa says, you know what, Quad, you know, hopefully you and Simone can get good then if it means something.
Basically, practice what you preach.
Exactly. And Quad tells Contessa that she and Simone will be just fine. They're going to have a discussion, and she's not trying to be in anybody's business. And Contessa says, but because you in our business.
Yeah, you are.
And she's not here for Quad being in their business when Quad has her own business to tend to.
That's true.
Everyone except Phaedra, Heavenly, and Quad go to their cabins. Heavenly says that Contessa was her friend, like her real friend, because she doesn't usually let people in that way.
Yeah.
And Quad tells Heavenly that you need to tell her that. But Heavenly does not want to go through all the emotions. And Quad doesn't see why everybody wants to be so tough. Y'all had a real relationship. Stop this. Heavenly talks about a little bit how with Contessa, it was kind of a one-sided relationship at times, but we'll talk about that later. I think that's when she's talking to Dr. Jackie.
You have anything to add to this, or basically, do you want to wait until we get more information?
Only thing I want to add is I actually didn't mind Quad jumping in to try to ease the ladies to get back to talking.
Me neither.
I felt like, I mean, she was literally sitting in between them.
I'm about to say, like, y'all ain't gonna be talking over me, you know?
And we really ain't got nothing else to talk about while we sitting here at this bonfire. So why don't y'all try to make good? I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Well, Simone tells Sweet Tea that she's not listening. Stop allowing Heavenly's comments to push your buttons. Maybe you can go to a vulnerable place when you approach her because she feels like T has this nasty attitude, so Heavenly is meeting her with that energy. My thoughts about that.
You don't like what Simone said to her.
Personally, for a person like Heavenly, I would never approach them in a vulnerable place because I don't think that they would appreciate my vulnerability. I think that, you know, Heavenly is for Heavenly.
Yeah.
The fact that she gave T the apology, whether she means it or not, take it for what it is, T.
Yeah.
If you don't believe it, fine, but you can't keep arguing with Heavenly every single episode, because honestly, Heavenly's past it. She's honestly over it. She said what she said, and y'all can be cool, y'all can not be cool, but constantly telling Heavenly what she said and what she did, we all know. Yeah. So now what? You know?
Yeah, I think Heavenly just one of those people that, like, that's why let me not speak for Blair. That's why I think that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly get along so well, because they are alike. Because she heard that you look like a busted can of biscuits, and that's when Dr. Heavenly was like, wait a minute. It's in you, not on you. You know what I mean? Like, basically, like, you have a little evil twang to you, you know? So I think the problem that I have with, like, these people, and I know I'm mixing shows, but it's also the problem that I have with people who wants to be friends with Giselle, right? You come in with the desire of, I want to be close friends with Dr. Heavenly because I seen her on TV, she's funny and things like that, and basically you lay yourself open, right, to where you wouldn't lay yourself open for nobody else, but you lay yourself open for Dr. Heavenly, just to find out that Dr. Heavenly never gonna she don't even lay herself open for herself. So she's not gonna lay herself open for you. I remember that episode to where she went back to her childhood home, right? And you expected some type of, like, vulnerability from her, but what you really saw was, like, anger and like a darkness to where she don't want to go back to that place. And then, like, you later on in the seasons, you realize her and her sister are beefing and things like that. Like, Dr. Heavenly she been through so much that she don't really give vulnerability. She suppress it, right? So for you to be open, I don't think she's going to meet you with openness, as Blair's saying, because she's not even open to her own benefit for herself, right?
You receive what she could give.
Exactly. And and that's just her handicap. Now, when it comes to Simone, I kind of read it kind of differently, right? I think Simone was actually trying to tell her, hey, you're being a bad married to medicine castmate right now, and we need you, like, hopefully this ain't gonna be your whole season thing. Yeah. And hopefully, like, you gotta move past it. We got other storylines to get to and things like that. You can't be harping on last season when this is your sophomore season. People gonna get tired of you real fast. Right. Like, basically, like, get over it, move on. Boom. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Jackie recommends that Heavenly have a one-on-one conversation with Contessa. Yeah. You know, just say you miss your friend.
Yeah, she can't do that.
Heavenly says that she has resolved in herself that they are not going to be friends. They haven't talked in a year and a half. Well, Jackie talks about how she missed Simone, and there were certain things about Simone she missed, like saying, like, she wants to kick Cecil down the steps, and, you know, laughing at the hospital and all these different things. And she asked her to just try to think about the particular things you miss about Contessa. Yeah. And Heavenly says that it was kind of one-sided, because she was there for Contessa to listen to these long conversations about her complaining about her husband. But she also she also mentions that Contessa was there for her when her mother passed. Yeah. And Jackie tells her, y'all also had a great time on vacations and trips. Y'all laughed a lot. Like, y'all really did enjoy each other. And Heavenly admits that, okay, maybe I did forget about the good times in that way. But Contessa isn't that girl anymore in Heavenly's eyes. And Jackie tells Heavenly, well, maybe you aren't either.
What is your thoughts, since this is the information right here you needed to go more in depth?
For me, I think that, like we said, Heavenly, I think at times she will choose to be vulnerable. I think Contessa could be a person that she would be vulnerable with, but I think because Contessa is so angry that I don't think Heavenly is going to open herself up to laying herself open to Contessa in that way. Yeah. Because she has apologized to Contessa already. And I felt like when she did apologize, she actually meant it.
Yes,
and then Contessa went to go bring her daughter down and all this type of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
weird.
It was a lot.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was a lot. So I honestly am okay with Heavenly just being resolved to the fact that we are not friends. We're just not friends, and we're not going to get back to that place. And honestly, I wouldn't advise Contessa to be friends with Heavenly, because she is going to do what she does. And if you don't want to be friends with somebody who operates in this way, then you shouldn't be friends with her.
Yeah. If you go back to the second episode, I think it was, where Dr. Damon was talking to Dr. Greg. Okay. And Dr. Greg was basically like, your wife said some things about me that crossed the line, basically that P word, right? And you know what Dr. Damon's response was? Why are you so soft? Why are you so sensitive? And I'm like, oh, That's how y'all. Whenever somebody's together for this long, like they take on each other's characteristics, right? There's a certain softness that Contessa wants from Dr. Heavenly that she don't even give herself, that her husband don't even expect from her. You get what I'm saying? So you're telling me in my normality of life, there's a level of softness that is not required of me, but in this little part, this little compartment called friendship with Contessa, I have to be soft? No. I don't forgive my sister. I didn't forgive my mama. You get what I'm saying? So I think what Contessa wants is not only an apology, but she wants changed behavior when it comes to her and Dr. Heavenly relationship moving forward.
And Heavenly is known to like, no, apologize and repeat the same behavior. Yes. She said, I'm apologizing, I'm going to take it back. That lady don't care about changing herself.
And at the end of the day, I agree. With me agreeing with Blair or with us agreeing that they shouldn't be friends no more. That is not me absolving Heavenly of any wrong.
Right.
That's just me saying, like, she knows she only can do what she knows. You get what I'm saying? And you want her to meet you at a level to where, like, okay, she will apologize and now there will be changed behavior. No, at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays, maybe Tuesdays, she's going to be online at Dr. Heavenly YouTube University, whatever she call it. You get what I'm saying? Because that is what she does. And nothing in her life, no one in her life that's in her everyday life requires that level of softness that Dr. Contessa is looking for. And I understand you're probably saying, Chris, it's not a level of softness. I just don't want her to talk about me on her YouTube show. Well, guess what? She's not going to do that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? like it just is what it is, you know?
Exactly. So the ladies go horseback riding. Yep. They visit the animals. T isn't feeling well, so she takes some time to rest while the ladies have their lunch.
Get better, T.
Toya coordinated the cowgirl photo shoot, and she is going to come by each of the ladies' rooms to make sure that they are dressed appropriately. Their makeup also needs to be together because the photo shoot will be outside.
It's funny because you love an itinerary, but you love somebody to check your costume before, like, you come out there to check your wardrobe?
Ask me before I pack it.
Okay.
Because once I packed it, this is what I'm wearing.
She's like, no, Blair.
Yeah. Like, I'm totally fine. Like, I had a friend, like, we went, like, on a birthday trip, and she did have an itinerary including what was our color scheme for different days of the outings.
That's too much for me.
To me, I'm just like, okay, cool. Just let me know ahead of time. Let me make sure I'm prepared. But don't let me get there and you like, girl, that's the wrong shade of brown. This is what I got.
Or even worse, like, that's not good.
Exactly.
You're like, well, what do you want me to do? Like,
exactly. Yeah. So Toya isn't feeling Contessa's wig.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it either.
I
don't know why.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Why does Contessa insist on wearing costumes?
Here's the thing about Contessa, and that's a great question. Contessa is a naturally beautiful woman.
Yes.
And it's like she puts a lot of effort to not be in that. It's weird. I'm like, you're naturally beautiful. Even when you got into bodybuilding and things like that, like, you have a beautiful face. You have, like, why you want to look the opposite of that?
Why you want to look cheap?
Yeah, it's like, that's the word.
Yes.
It's cheap. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, she tells Quad that her look isn't hitting. She needs to have some more white in her red, white, and blue.
Okay. Like I said, Toya's funny. I ain't gonna hold you.
I really like Toya. Yeah. Honestly, like, I could be friends with Toya.
Toya is an underrated reality TV star.
And she gives a lot.
Very underrated.
She gives a lot. She really does.
She's in my top 10.
So she tells Heavenly that she needs to put on a wife beater. Heavenly not about to do that.
No, she's not.
Jackie and Simone get the stamp of approval. And I will say, I love Dr. Jackie's outfit.
I like Simone's.
Yeah.
Simone's is very good.
Simone's was good too. But I like, because Jackie, it was kind of like cowgirl, desert storm, kind of like, I felt like Native American influence a little bit.
Jackie got some money now.
I was just that is a look. Like, but Jackie always looks good.
Yeah, she's
good. Such a put together lady.
Yeah.
So Heavenly says, you know what, just let her have it. She's not in charge anywhere else in her life. So
okay.
Let her be in charge of a little photo shoot. And that's where we end.
Anything else in this episode that you thought? I thought it was a really good episode, even though it may have felt like a filler to people who may not have been fans of Married to Medicine. To me, this is probably one of my top 3 shows that I like to watch.
Yeah.
So, like, I like Married to Medicine a lot.
Yeah, same. And I would agree. It kind of did feel like a filler episode, but I just like the ladies' personalities and how they interact with each other.
Yeah.
And even when Toya and Heavenly, like Toya was kind of giving Heavenly jabs and stuff like that, and Toya was just like, I just miss joning on her. And it's just like, it's nice just seeing their relationship.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's the perfect mix of real luxury, because you have these other housewives, especially Housewives of Potomac, the show that come on before it, which I don't think it should. These women really got money.
Yeah.
And I think it's a perfect mix of like women in power, women in influence, women in career, and then you have the housewife with Toya and things like that, but she's like the beautiful girl, and then she has personality that makes you, so it's like, it's the perfect mix of I think what a reality TV show should be when it comes to like luxury and stuff like that.
Agreed.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Y'all be good.
Bye.